Good evening, everybody. This is just a quick message for, you know, for the financial sector, for the world. It has come to my attention that the pounds basically has fallen so low that it's almost, you know, even with the dollar. So what that means is that the dollar originally is backed up by, the pounds, the euro, the higher currency because, you know, the world does business on the dollar. But if the British pound has fallen due to the fact that things have changed and the finance minister of Britain has said that it's because they plan to do cutbacks, you know, and basically keep more money in the hands of the people. And so what happens is, right, those who have invested in the pounds, of course, they have sold, you know, tons, billions and billions of shares, in a short period of span. So because of this, so many things change. You know what I mean? Things change simply because now gas, oil, a lot of produce, um, resources are more expensive. Now, my advice to everybody is simple: start buying things, you know, start stocking up on food, start buying material stuff, just to keep it because money can change. Can you imagine if you had, let's say, £3 million in your account and you weren't aware of this change and you woke up in the morning and usually your £3 million compared to the US dollar you used to be double, so you could have had $6 million, right? But now you would see 3.2 million. Basically, if you were to switch it, or 3.4 million, that's drastically low. So what that means is money, the currency of money, is not to be trusted. But materials that are tangible, that can be trusted because even if things change, regardless of the inflation, the materialistic things will still remain the same. And that is what you can count on. You know what I mean? So, for example, let's say if you bought a computer and the computer was like, let's say, $1,500, for a desktop. Now, if inflation hits, right, that same computer could be going for 2,800. And, you know, but the computer, if you bought it at 1,500, now the value of the computer has gone up. So that's just an example of what is happening in society. We all know that before, they never used to put taxes on food. But now the inflation has carried the value of the food so high that, that you can't get the same amount. Like if you went to the store with $300 and you were planning to shop for, 2 weeks or 2 weeks and a half, depending on your family size. But if you have a large family, right, you might be only shopping for 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? And it depends on what you buy because the things that you used to be able to buy has gone up, if not double, triple. And that's without taxes, that's just food. So imagine everything else. Imagine the gas, the oil, you know, the imported stuff, things that are imported from a different country. All those things are very expensive. So, which means your health is something that you got to continuously take care of. You must. because health is wealth. The money sector is changing. And you can bet if people don't believe in the British pound anymore, then the dollar is just near finished, because the only reason why the dollar is still where it's at is simply because it's being held up by other currencies. And if other currencies are dropping significantly, that means the dollar will fold, because the dollar is backed up by other nations' currencies, simply because everybody usually do business in what? In the dollar, in the US dollar. But if there's no resources to back it up, simply because other nations are suffering, then the dollar will fold. You know, I am saying the dollar might fold in like the next 6 months. Like completely, it will sink. Like one day you wake up and the landslide will just show you that the graph, the dollar will be almost, worthless, simply because of all the other currencies that are falling. Because